We do the best we can, and we all do. You know, we set the stage for our life. We all have unique struggles. We all had unique experiences. We and in that's where things are interesting, right? In the regard that the things that someone struggles with, someone else has no problem with. The thing that some people are strong in are things that other people are weak in. Um, and and this is the nature of dealing with yourself, and also dealing with other people. Both of these things are very rich in the regard that, unless you talk about your states, about the things that you need, about the things that you want, um, about the things that you're going to improve, especially within oneself, then guess what? None of those things will ever improve. None of those things will ever get better because you haven't really looked at the things that cause you pain, and not only that, but then you haven't addressed them or redressed them or worked towards them or forgave them or moved on with them. But it's certainly known that people doing many of the things that they do, whatever they may be, they're usually using what knowledge they've acquired, the skills that they've acquired, the whatever it is that they have. Oftentimes they're using it because that's what the human organism does. That's what or any other sort of animalia does. It says, well, these are the things that I have. What am I going to do? How am I going to address my current issues? How am I going to address the issues in the world? What can I do right now? What can I do tomorrow? What can I do the next day? And little by little, if you work on it, you make progress, and you don't address the problems that you had before in the same way that you address them today. But sometimes you do the best you can, and the best you can is not the best that someone else can. And there are these vast expectations for what people ought to know, or ought to feel, or ought to be, or ought to do, without actually ever having the conversation about why you do that. What are you thinking about? What do you feel? Can you feel? Can you not feel? What do those feelings mean to you? Why did you do those things? What do those actions mean to you? What are you going to do to do something about them, if that's even important? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I mean, there are absolutely things that are issues, and there are absolutely things that, yeah, they're annoying. Yeah, they're things that maybe you don't like to see in other people, you don't like to see in yourself, and you want those things changed. And while you can, oftentimes by walking or by caring, because when you walk, you just show the world what it's all about. You show them what you're going to do because you're doing it. And then people don't, it doesn't have to be talk, because the talk goes so far. But some people in their claims, sometimes you have to talk before you can solve, especially when it has to do with multiple parties. No communication no resolution, no solution. Just ends up like going to nothing or getting blown up or any other manner of thing. But what I certainly know is that people here in this world, they struggle. They could be mighty and they struggle. They could be poor and they struggle. Now, the thing is that they struggle with different things. Sometimes they struggle with the same thing. You know, there are some conditions in the experience of life that are shared. And while they're not all experienced in the same way, because an experience in the past can color the present, can color the future. The good news is that you can do intercommunication and you can actually forgive some of those things within you. That's kind of cool. So there are tools that you can put in your toolbox so that you can solve some of these things. They're not all of it is easily solvable. Not all of it is even completely solvable currently. Not to say that one day you can't completely rewrite yourself, you know, computationally, that you could rewire your brain. But that is its own particular set of issues. What are you like in your rewiring, which you may or may not want to do? What are you going to give up in the process? What are you going to know? What are you going to connect with? What like may and sometimes it'd be all right, because there are some things that it's like you could just live so much better without that particular experience until you have to face something that's similar to that. Until you have to face that hardship or that hardness or that particular sort of problem again, for which you will have no tools. Not that you necessarily want or need those tools, but if you are going to face similar sorts of hard problems, sometimes the things that are the most terrifying to yourself about you, or are the best things about you, or are things that don't often get used within you, in those really rough moments, those things will be used most. So keep on doing the best that you can. Keep on struggling. Keep on trying. You're worth your best effort. Keep doing the best you can.